A lot of athletes you would think would be completely put off and distracted by this whole circus that's been evolving, but it might even make her a little bit more determined.
It's been a tough season for Sally. She had a hamstring injury. I would believe that she will try to run this race as hard as she can to get that hard racing in before the final.
With people like her, you don't poke the bear.
No, you don't poke the bear at all with Sally Pearson. She's the most competitive, motivated, determined athlete I know.
We've had enough of words, now it's time for actions. Sally left really well, as she usually does. She was a mile in front of the first hurdle, and she's already cleared away. Solomon through the middle. This is going to be clean by the look of it, and it might even be fast. Sally Pearson runs the way and lets her deeds do the talking. She's run 12.69, and that's just what you wanted to see from the champ.
In an isolated system, entropy can only increase. In an isolated system, entropy can only increase.
Well, the moment has well and truly arrived here at Glasgow 2014. Good morning to you, Australia. Hope you're enjoying our coverage, and we're getting ready for the one that we've been waiting for with added drama to build this up. Liesl Jones has joined me alongside former Olympic champ Donovan Bailey as we get ready for Sally Pearson's 100-metre hurdles, and Michelle Jenica and Shannon McCann as well. So 3 Aussie girls in the final of this 100 hurdles with an extraordinary build-up, which we've covered over the last couple of days. So let's forget about all that. Liesl, I want to ask you about big moments, about coming in as a clear favourite with the hopes of a nation on your back. You know better than anyone else about that.
It's actually a lot harder to come in as favourite, and my coach used to always say to me, you know, you've got the target on your back now, and that makes it so much harder because every time in training people are targeting you and targeting your times, and so that always made it a lot more difficult, and it was so much easier when someone else was the favourite because you were chasing them. So it does make it a bit more difficult, and you do have to refocus a little bit differently, but that's what professional athletes do, and that's what the best in the world do, and that's what she'll be doing right now.
How much would Sal's run yesterday in the heats, a blistering run, 12.69, and it really was a perfect run from her, how much would that have just finally put everything behind her of what's happened in the last few days?
I think she would have gained so much confidence from that race last night, and look, she may not have wanted to go that fast, but I think it was probably the best thing for her, and I think she would just be so much more confident going into the final with that, and I think just sort of, you know, the monkey's off her back and she doesn't have to worry about anything, and I think she'll just be so much more relaxed, and when athletes are relaxed, they get better performances. So, I mean, she'll be firing, ready to go, but I think that'll be the best way to do it.
All right, final words, Donovan, as we gear up to hand over to our commentators.
No, she's ready. I mean, she, you know, like Liesl said, she got all the nervous tension. She got it out last night, and after running last night, you know, she's now focusing on the little tiny things that make a difference in the finals.
I totally agree. I think she would just be tweaking small things, but she'll be so excited right now. I think that nervous energy is the thing that you miss when you retire. I'm sure you would agree, but
yes.
You know, that excitement when you're ready to race.
Well, we are ready to race the women's 100-metre hurdles here at Glasgow 2014. This could be something very special for Australia. Your commentators, Melinda Gainsford-Taylor and Peter Donegan.
Thank you, Matt. And Australia has a proud history in this event, having won the sprint hurdles 6 times. Sally goes out of lane 4. Tiffany Porter, seemingly her main rival, goes out of lane 6. So there's separation here, Mel. And I think that's probably a good thing for Sally, because she doesn't need to be worrying out of the corner of her right eye. She'll just run her own race.
Look, I completely agree with you, Peter. We know she gets an incredible start, but first and foremost, I just want to say how incredible to have 3 Australians in this final. Michelle Jenica did that little dance, and she's called the dancing hurdler. Now we know why.
21 years of age she is, and there is Kira Beckles, the Barbadian record holder at 24. Angela White, 6th at the World Championships. She chased Sally Pearson home 4 years ago in Delhi. She recorded a time of 13:33, but here is the star of the show. She knows that it's not been a perfect preparation in all sorts of ways, both physically and with what's gone on in the past couple of days, but I think when she travels, she packs a little bubble in her suitcase, and it's very hard to permeate that. Danielle Williams of Jamaica. Jamaica won 4 in a row of these between 94 and 2006. There is the danger. Tiffany Porter. She's 2-1 against Sally this year. A great moment for the 25-year-old Shannon McCann, former Australian under-23 champion. She could barely disguise her delight when she got through in the last of the heats yesterday. And Josanne Lucas of Trinidad and Tobago, the 30-year-old, goes out of lane number 8, and only Angela White is older than her. Last-minute thoughts, Melinda Gainsford-Taylor. Big moment for the Olympic champion.
It is a big moment, but yesterday's run has given her confidence, and confidence breeds success.
$44,000 in the stadium. There's that look of focus, that look of determination that was evident 2 years ago when she went down onto the blocks in pouring rain at the Olympic Stadium in London. A perfect night for a good time in Glasgow. Sally came out very well. Porter left okay. Sally's got the lead halfway down the track. Porter's going to come hard at her. Pearson's in front of Porter and White, and it takes more than mere words to stop Sally. She's beaten Tiffany Porter and Angela White. 12:67 is the time. From Delhi to London and now all the way to Glasgow, she is simply the best.
Sally Pearson, you are sensational. She gives a big hug to Robbo and Mossy, great supporters of track and field. Oh, she would be so excited. It has been so difficult for her to come into this event. Interrupted coming in here with her injuries and obviously the issues we've had the last week. Shannon McCann gave her a massive hug. Wow, it is fantastic.
Michelle Jenica has finished in 5th place in 13:36, and we'll wait to get Shannon's time. There's a lot of happiness about that at the moment, but I think probably at the moment, Mel, her overriding emotion would be relief that it's all over. Relief that she's come through a preparation where things didn't go the way she wanted. Relief that she's been able to brush aside the events of the past 48 hours and get out there and do what she does better than anyone in this event.
Look, you've got to remember, Peter, too, she's a world champion and she's an Olympic champion and she's already won gold in this event. And look, that's just the pure excitement of it. It's just so fantastic. Reaction is exactly the same.
Shannon McCann's run 13:60. She has finished in 8th place, but the moment is all about Sally. She got the great start. Porter didn't get the great start, but just through hurdles 3 and 4, Porter really gritted her teeth and tried to make a race of it, but she just couldn't get close enough.
Well, Sally seemed to really excel. It was like Tiffany Porter came up on her side and she said, you know what? You're not going to catch me.
And Angela White, who chased Sally home in Delhi to finish in the silver medal position, 4 years later finishes in the bronze medal position. She's got such a strength of character. She has a singular focus when she goes out with her events. 27 years of age, and the support of the team that she received over the past 48 hours will be a source of great comfort to Sally Pearson, because to a man and a woman, they have come out and supported her. This is the way she did it.
Yeah, look at the start. She always gets an incredible start over the first hurdle, second hurdle. This is where Porter comes up to the side of her, starts making an impact, but this is the difference that we've seen in Sally in the last week. It's the speed between the hurdles, and you can see here that Sally's just sort of probably seen Porter out the side of her eye and said, you know what, you're not catching me.
And so the margin of victory at the end is 0.13 of a second. And here's another look at the determination of the champion. Angela White getting into the bronze medal position.
She's just such a beautiful technician, Peter. Yeah. She really is. She's so efficient over those hurdles, and we know, you know, running over 100-metre hurdles, it's fraught with danger. But she just, even under pressure, can just deliver.
And it was Danielle Williams who has just missed the bronze medal. Have a look at this. Look at the eyes. Look at the glance. I remember this very shot from London, Mel. Remember, it started pouring with rain before the race. And if you have a look at all of the other athletes that Sally competed against in London, they were squinting, they were troubled by the rain. You had a look at Sally's face in that race, and you wouldn't have even known it was raining. She just goes into that zone that they talk about in sport.
She is so focused, and she is one of the most incredible competitors I've ever known. She never gives up. She's just so tough. And it's just amazing that, you know, even after, you know, it's been 8 weeks of a hamstring injury, and here she is tonight delivering another incredible performance.
And whilst it's all about Sally, as we said before, congratulations. Michelle Jenica has run really well here. She stuck to her guns in the last bit to finish in 5th placing in 13:36. So she's only about 0.13 of a second outside her PB. And Shannon McCann simply to make the final. It's a great achievement by those two young athletes.
Oh, it was incredible. It was actually the last time that we've had 3 finalists in a Commonwealth Games in the 100-metre hurdles was back in 1990, which was Jane Fleming, Glenys Nunn-Kernst and Jenny Laurenday.
And we've now won the sprint hurdle 7 times at Commonwealth Games, and Sally Pearson joins Pam Ryan as a multiple winner. Pam won 3 of them, 1966, 1962 before that, and then 1970. So 2 were at 80 metres and 1 was at 100 metres. And the others, Shirley Strickland and Norma Thrower. And now Sally Pearson is a multiple Commonwealth Games champion at this event.
And we've also hit the 100 gold medals ever by women in track and field. She's number 100.
What an appropriate way to do that, to bring up the century. That is now 6 gold medals for the track and field team. And Sally takes it up to the century and does it in style. It's going to be a long and slow lap of honour, and so it should be, because these moments don't come around that often.
We also too should mention, Peter, that Sally made a big change 12 months ago. She changed coaches.
Yeah.
She had Sharon Hannon for 14 years, and she made a change to a new coach, Anthony Drinkwater Newman, which would have been a massive deal for both of them, but congratulations to him as well.
Well, over the last 48 hours, her ability to lead has been questioned. And of all the people on this team, you might question their ability to lead. Surely this is the last one. Because she leads by example with what she does. And she'll bring the whole team together with capturing the gold medal here and becoming the 6th track and field gold medalist. Time for the inevitable selfies as Tiffany Porter herself can celebrate on the way around. And of course we get swept up in what Sally has done, but Tiffany's achievement is an outstanding one as well. 12:80, they've now met 4 times this year and they've split them 2 and 2, but Sally's got the one probably that mattered most.
Absolutely. Tiffany Porter got the bronze medal behind Sally last year at the Moscow World Championships. Sally got the silver medal. She got the bronze medal this year at the World Indoor Championships. Tiffany Porter got bronze behind Sally Pearson, who also got the silver medal. So they've had some great battles, but once again tonight is Sally Pearson's night.
And a fine achievement too from Angela White, as we said, 6th in the World Championships, runner-up to Pearson in Delhi and 3rd to Sally here in Glasgow. 12:67 is the official time, and now the relief can turn to happiness, because Sally Pearson is the Commonwealth champion. Tiffany Porter of England in 12:80, Angela White of Canada 13:02, Michelle Jenica, terrific run from the young lady at 13:36, just 21 years of age, and Shannon McCann 13:60 for the 25-year-old. Sally is the champion. Guys, let's hand it back to you in the studio, and now we can all breathe a little bit easier.
You got it in one, Donners. That's exactly what was happening here as well. We have our gold medalists from today in the studio, Eleanor and Danny, and they also watched it. Even you were nervous, Donovan. I mean, everybody held their breath there for about just under 13 seconds. It's incredible to think what Sally's gone through in that race in terms of nerves.
It's a good nervous, though. It's a really good feeling, and I think you're just nervous for people that you care about. I think when you really want someone to win, you get really nervous for them. them. And I'm like that with my friends. Whenever I watch them, I just can't watch because I just get so nervous. So,
well, the greatest pacifier is to be successful. And clearly, this is how Sally Pearson leads. She leads by example. She came here to win, and she has two teammates that she's competing with, and she is demonstrating to them as well as her team exactly what they should do if they're ever in her position.
Sally's still celebrating trackside, and we've got Scotty McKinnon standing by to chat to her, so we'll get Sally's thoughts about this in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. In terms of the race itself versus her heat performance, she looked really free and fluid in the heat. This was an entirely different story. This was get to the line first kind of thing. Do anything I've got to do to win this.
Well, she looked tight. I mean, she looked tight coming out of the blocks. But I think that you know, you have 1/1000th of a second in any sprint to mess up, adjust, and continue on. And a consummate professional. You know, she adjusted on the 5th hurdle, and you know, smooth sailing out there. You can see where she adjusted and separated from Porter.
Relief is a word that often comes to mind, and we go back to Sydney 2000 when Cathy Freeman delivered on that 400, and with all the build-up that's been going into this and all the drama and controversy, I mean, it started to reach those epic proportions, didn't it? Was that what you heard in Sally's voice, Lisa, when she crossed the line and let out that almighty yell?
I would say so, and sometimes it takes a little while to sink in, especially if it's relief first. It might take, you know, even 12 hours to realise, you know, I've won and now I'm really elated. So it can be quite hard when you've had such a massive build-up and a lot of pressure put on you. It is sometimes more relief, and yeah, it does take a little while.
All right, let's go trackside with our gold medalists, Sally Pearson and Scott McKinnon.
Well, Sally, you've done it back to back.
Oh,
how good's the feeling?
It's so good. It's my first regaining title medal, so it's something really special. The time wasn't flashed, but at least it was faster than the heat. I was so nervous going into that. I felt the pressure this time, big time. So I'm just so glad I got it over. I got it over Porter this time.
Is it relief?
Such relief. I mean, I've been here all week, just waiting and waiting. And my boyfriend Alana's on tomorrow in the pole vault, so we're all going to be out cheering for her.
Tell me about the build into this meet as well. Obviously, is all the distractions.
Yeah.
How did you put the blinkers on, forget about that, and get the job done?
I've done this a million times before. I know how to win. I know how to race. As Maury said, there's another day at the office. There's 100 metres with 10 barriers in the way. Done it a million times, so it's good. It's just something that I know and I've known for a long time, so I've had to get out there and do it.
Now, from the start, this huge crowd, it was roaring, but then just before the gun went off, you could hear a pin drop. What is the emotion that you're feeling then just before you're about to get this thing underway?
You almost feel like you're going to pass out sometimes. Like, I'm trying not to blink on the ground. I try not to blink because I feel like it's going to lose my concentration, but of course I blink because you're telling yourself not to. So you can feel and definitely hear your heartbeat going on, which is quite distracting, and it's something that you just have to really work with, I guess, instead of just put it out of your mind, because it's not going to go away. It's going to be there, so you have to really make sure that your heartbeat is in a good rhythm, not in an erratic rhythm.
What about this team too, this Australian team that's really banded around you? What does it mean to go up there, as you did just a few moments ago, get that flag and hug them? What does that mean for you and the support they're giving you?
Oh, it's so fantastic. It was so nice having him out there today. At the start of every race, I always look down to the end of the track and see green and gold, and I know what I'm doing it for. I'm not just doing it for myself, I'm doing it for everyone that's out there watching me, looking up to me. Supposedly I'm an inspiration to a lot of people, so I like to keep that going. I like to keep people's motivations up in whatever they do, so that's who I'm doing it for, and that's what I run for.
And actions speak a whole lot louder than words too, don't they? You prove that.
Oh, it's just been a hectic year since last year at World Championships, before World Championships last year. Going into that injured with a silver medal afterwards, and now this time coming in with an injury 8.5 weeks ago and coming out with a gold medal, so it was just... Phew.
With that injury that you suffered, Were you nervous that you wouldn't be able to get here and defend?
Oh, most definitely, as Murray knows. He saw my first race, it was 13-1-4 or 1-8 or something, and the next day I retired. I emailed him and said, I'm retiring. I hate this. The pain is just too hard to take, and I'm over dealing with this every single time. But at the back of your mind, that was in the morning, and then the afternoon I went to training. So it's just something that you have to deal with and get over as an athlete. And you know, the downs are certainly really, really hard, especially when you've come from the top and you hit rock bottom. But at the end of the day, it's not the worst thing in the world. There's so many people out there that were worse off than me, and so you've got to think like that and say, well, if I didn't win tonight, it's not the worst thing in the world.
To cop that criticism then on top of all of that and to pull yourself out, how much did your husband and your support group help you get through that whole situation?
My husband certainly filters everything. He doesn't let me see or hear that much at all. So he was a huge help. I have a massive support crew around me who really helped me get through those really dark moments and not let me get distracted as much as probably what I would have been if I didn't get anything filtered through to me. So it was really, really hard to get up today, but I knew I wanted to do it. I knew I had to do it. I guess when you're at the top of your game, you need to win, not you want to win. So that's what I did today.
And how from here do you go out and celebrate? What do you do tonight?
I only get 4 days off, and then I've got to go and race again in the Diamond Leagues coming up. So I've got another 6 weeks of racing. So I can't party too hard, but I'll certainly be having some Tim Tams. I think my mum brought like 10 packets over there.
I think that's the best way to celebrate. Sally, well done. The whole country is behind you. We're so proud of what you've been able to achieve.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Australia. It's been fantastic.
All right, let's go straight back to the studio now. It's back to Matt White.
Yeah, thanks, Scotty. One word I think summed it up there: phew. It's a good way to describe it. You've seen some great Australian champions in your time, and you've served your time alongside a lot of them. How does Sally rank in terms of our all-time greats? And I think it's very fitting that that's the 100th Commonwealth Games gold medal won by an Australian female athlete.
Oh, she's up there by far with the best. You know, you've got people like Kathy Freeman and Steve Hooker and just great athletes, but she's definitely up there and so consistent as well. One in Delhi, one in London, and now winning here in Glasgow. So it's just really great to see, and that's got to give her a lot of confidence. She is just going to be one of the great athletes to watch heading into Rio.
Donovan, a lot of people always say, where does the Commonwealth Games fit in the scheme of things? After that kind of pressure and that kind of build-up, the world already knows Sally Pearson, but now they know that she's really on the way back from that injury. Look out.
You know what? Sally's in the league by herself. And I think that, people, maybe the average person or the average fan doesn't really understand what it's like to repeat at any level. And the Commonwealth Games, it's a major championship. There's a lot of countries here and a lot of athletes that want to win. And the fact that she's repeated as champion says a lot about how dominant she is in her event.
It's Australia's 4th gold medal of day 9, and the two girls who kicked it off out at Hampton Park are standing by to come and join us right after the break. Stick around. A golden night for Australia. Eleanor Patterson and Danny Samuels will join us on your Brekkie Wrap on the night that Sally Pearson, well, there's only 10 hurdles in her life and she cleared them all this evening.
This girl is on fire.
Sally came out very well. Porter left okay. Sally's got the lead. Halfway down the track, Porter's going to come hard at her. Pearson's in front of Porter and White, and it takes more than mere words to stop Sally. She's beaten Tiffany Porter and Angela White. 12:67 is the time. From Delhi to London and now all the way to Glasgow, she is simply the best.
Yeah, she sure is. Sally Pearson, another gold medal, so she defends her title that she won 4 years ago. She's now an Olympic champ, 2-time Commonwealth champ, world champion as well. And with all that drama put behind her, Sally Pearson claims gold here this evening. And as you'd expect, well, the accolades are coming through by no less than Kathy Freeman. And this is the wonderful thing, Liesl, about Australian athletics in particular. Sure, we have our downs and often athletes get knocked down for various reasons, but very good at putting our arms around them when they get back up again, especially.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Kathy would absolutely understand in Sydney with the 400 and just the pressure she was under, and to still perform under that. And yeah, it's great to see. And look, Sally would love that. It's just so nice as an athlete to receive accolades from fellow athletes who understand. I saw Mel Schlanger there and Alicia Coots as well with a few tweets. So Sally will really appreciate those, and I'm sure she'll read them as well.
Enough said by Anna Mears. Champ is the word that Anna, and that's from one champ to another. Nat met her, so they keep rolling through and rolling through. Hey, Donovan, I just want to ask you, and Sally touched on it with her interview with Scott McKinnon. We're hopefully going to speak to Sally in just a second, but being able to have a filter and have people filter everything that's coming your way at a major meet like that, because somewhere along the line, some drama's going to happen in your career. You're never going to have a golden run, are you? How important is that?
Well, you know what? That's why it is. Anytime I speak to the kids or I address anyone now, I mean, you know, you always tell them how massively important it is to surround yourself with really good people. And I think that the team that was around Sally, I mean, there was a huge understanding of the weight of her competing very well here, and I think it was quite understood that whatever news, I mean, especially now when you have social media and there's news access to everything, I think that the team that you had around her did an incredible job to just keep the blinders on, so she comes and does what she's supposed to do, which is going over the hurdles and winning.
Australia has a proud history in this event, having won the sprint hurdle 6 times. But here is the star of the show. She knows that it's not been a perfect preparation in all sorts of ways, both physically and with what's gone on in the past couple of days. 44,000 in the stadium. The perfect night for a good time in Glasgow. Sally came out very well. Porter left okay. Sally's got the lead halfway down the track. Porter's going to come hard at her. Pearson's in front of Porter and White, and it takes more than mere words to stop Sally. She's beaten Tiffany Porter and Angela White. 12:67 is the time. From Delhi to London and now all the way to Glasgow, she is simply the best.
I was so nervous going into that. I felt the pressure this time, big time, so I'm just so glad I got it over. I got it over Porter this time. I know how to win, I know how to race. As Maury said, there's another day at the office. There's 100 metres with 10 barriers in the way. Done it a million times, so it's good. It's just something that I know and I've known for a long time, so I've got to get out there and do it. Thank you, Australia, it's been fantastic.
It's the race that has Australia talking this morning. Sally Pearson has done it, and done it again in absolute style. The 100-metre hurdles champion, and without further ado, joins us down the line trackside after celebrating a fantastic victory. Sally, thanks so much for talking to us. Congratulations. What I would like to know first up is you've achieved a lot in this game, but especially given what's been going on, where does this one rank to defend this title under that kind of pressure?
Oh, I don't really know where to start. It's been fantastic. The Commonwealth Games in Delhi was my first senior individual title, and it probably meant the most to me, and probably still means the most to me out of anything. And to be able to defend it, well, I don't feel like I defended it because I don't think I've lost anything, but to be able to regain my title was such a relief. And I can't hear my heartbeat anymore. I've been feeling that hearing that for about a week now, so that's a huge relief in itself.
Sally, it was such a wonderful performance and it was so lovely to watch you, and obviously tonight was the perfect race, but last night you performed so well as well. Was that your idea, to go out fast and just to get all those nerves out of the way?
Oh, most definitely, Liesl. It's I'm a racer and I love to race, and last night in the heats was another chance for me to race and run fast, and that's what I wanted to do. I've had obviously a lot of troubles with my injury this season in the last 8.5 weeks, so to be able to get out here and feel fast, feel all the technique that I needed to feel to be able to win tonight was so important to me, and it was a huge confidence boost. And I had trouble sleeping last night. You put your head on the pillow and you can feel and hear your heartbeat coming through your ear, and it's so annoying, so you have to lay on your back like it all night, so you don't have to hear it. I'm sure you understand what that's like. But it's such a relief and so glorious.
Sally, it's Donovan. So this is so we know there's a big celebration planned for winning today. Is it going to be today because you have work in like 4 days, right? Is it going to be now or is it going to be after the season?
Yeah. Can I have some chocolate maybe now? Yeah, I have 4 days off, so definitely be getting into some probably Tim Tams. They're my favourite biscuits, so yeah, I'll be eating some of those tonight. Mum brought about 10 packets over for me. That's the most important thing for me. Yeah, 4 days off, and then it's back to work again next Wednesday, I think, and then the rest of the Diamond Leagues for the season. I've got about 6 more weeks to go.
Sal, run us through the mechanics of this race. We know that you were nervous. It was almost like the whole nation stopped with you and held their breath for 13 seconds. Did it feel like a race that you were into from the get-go, or was it something that you had to build yourself through?
I definitely knew that I was ahead, and I was nervous in the race, and that doesn't usually happen to me. I usually am able to block out that pressure during the race, but this time I knew Tiffany was going to be pushing me. I knew she was going to be a tough competitor, but I knew that I had her. After I raced in London last week or the week before, I knew that I could beat her tonight, and to be able to do that was such an amazing thing. It was a messiest race and it wasn't that fast, but I don't care if I ran 14 seconds. As long as I can cross that finish line first, that's the most important thing.
You haven't had probably the best preparation. You've been sort of riddled with injuries, and, you know, you're saying before it wasn't probably your best race. How do you manage yourself through that? I mean, it's so hard for an athlete when you have an injury to get yourself through. How will you manage yourself now when you're competing in 4 days' time?
Well, I'm not competing in 4 days' time, but it's back to training definitely in 4 days' time. That's going to be tough because my body hasn't run that fast all season, and as you would know, Liesl, your body tends to stiffen up towards a competition, I would say, because, you know, you have the anxiety, you have the pressures, you have the stress that's going through your own head, and that's just your body telling you that it's time to race, it's time to go fast. And for me, it's going to be tough finishing tonight and having 4 days off and then getting back into it, because my body is a little bit sore right now, and but he knows what it has to do. I'll get some good recovery, and I'll do as best as I can in the next 2 weeks before my first race on the 21st in Stockholm.
Sal, you spoke about the filter that you have around you, the support group that helps filter all of that stuff coming your way at a major meet, and it's always going to happen anyway, but this was extraordinary pressure. Now you can address the situation, and you have done, I know, in terms of fronting the media about what's been going on with the head coach. Where's your mindset on all that right now?
It's disappointing that we still have to talk about it. It's a really negative issue and negative energy coming into me, and I don't like that, especially after I've just done something that was so important to me in getting my title back. And so it's just disappointing that it's had to come and end like this. But, you know, these things happen. These are the things that we have to deal with at the time, and now I have to deal with them with the media because everyone wants to know what's going on. But, you know, it's disappointing that it was a huge distraction for me, especially the day before I raced. But, you know, people act like that. That's their issue. That's their problem. But, you know, the strongest athlete, the strongest person is going to be the victor at the end. And I think that I have done that. And that's the most important thing to me. I don't care what other people think. I don't care what other people say. I'm just really proud of myself that I got through this because it was stressful. I'm so thankful to my support crew and my whole team in Australia. It's thank you for everyone. You know who you are, and they got me through this whole situation with my injury and the negative issues that have been playing in the last week. But here I am, standing talking to you as the gold medalist.
Exactly, and that's what you came to do, and that's what we love about you. You know that you always have the support of Australia, Sal. You've felt it for a long time. The outpouring of emotion of those around you and those back home has been quite extraordinary. Has it been anything like you've ever felt before, even going back through your Olympic success and World Championship success?
I think the people who know me best and know what I've been through, especially my auntie who I've been living with for the past 6 to 8 weeks, knows it's been a huge struggle, and have seen me cry, have seen me probably fall to rock bottom in my athletics and in my training and competition, and to keep building myself up it was very difficult, but for some reason there's something in the back of your mind that creeps forward and says you can still do this, keep believing in yourself. And it was hard. I retired after my first race of the season this year. I wasn't going back to training that morning, and then that afternoon I was at the track. So an athlete's mind can play huge tricks on you, and it's just what you can pull yourself through is a true champion that stands.
Hey, and just a final word too on Michelle and Shannon both making the final with you. It must have been extraordinary to be able to look around and see 2 other Aussie girls in the race with you.
It was a feeling that I can't describe. I walked out into the stadium and looked ahead of me, and there was another yellow jacket in the field. We don't get that very often, and it was really exciting. It was such a special moment, and those girls have worked really hard, and it's such a nice feeling that the history of hurdling is coming through again, and we have some more hurdlers coming through for international level.
Well, the words get used often, I think, in sport, but certainly in this case, you are an inspiration. You're an absolute champion, and you're a dead-set winner, and we congratulate you tonight on yet another gold medal and yet another outstanding performance for the green and gold.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the support. And, you know, you say I'm an inspiration, and I guess as any elite athlete wants is to be able to help and motivate and inspire the younger generation coming through, or anyone in whatever field they choose to do. And to me, that's better than winning the gold medal.
Yeah, well, you've done it. Congratulations, Sally, and thanks so much for joining us. You go out and celebrate. Enjoy.
Thank you.
It's all done now. It's all over and done with. You've got that gold medal. Wow, what an absolute legend she is.
Well, you know what? I wanted to, I want to also assure her that not only her great fans in Australia, but I want to assure her that the entire track and field fraternity supports her in her decisions and preparation and her leadership.
Yeah, well said, mate. All right, we're going to take a break from Glasgow 2014. Sally Pearson's done it again for Australia. Gold medal in the 100 hurdles. Stick around.
There he is, the headline act, the man that we've been waiting to see, has finally arrived on the track at Glasgow. Australia got a good start after St Vincent and the Grenadines. Singapore in the middle of the field, then Nigeria. Down the back they go. Australia got a really nice change, and Jamaica moving along into their work now. Nigeria going well through in the middle. It's Australia changing over now. Here's the second of the changes, and they've messed it up. I think they've changed out of the box. Jamaica coming through now. Here they go. It's going to be Ashmead off to Usain, and have a listen to the reception. He takes it in second place behind Nigeria, but pride will dictate that he wants to reach the line first, and that's what he does.
Usain Bolt came to play, came to run, and came to perform, and he did all three, I reckon, in that heat, Donovan.
Yes, yeah, he looks good. You know what? It actually seemed like a jog in the park for the Jamaican relay team. You know, the first leg didn't look like the guy was sleeping in the blocks. But anyways, you know, he got through. You know what? Usain looks great. It's great to see him out on the track. He's athletics actually one of sport's biggest brand on the planet. You know, so tomorrow the stadium is going to be right to the rafters. I'm sure there's a ton of people, fans and athletes alike, that are going to be there to watch him compete, and it's going to be fun to see.
Could set a new record for selfies. I think the entire Hampden Park will try and get one done, even if he's just a speck in the distance. The Bolt man caught up with our Scotty McKinnon after that heat.
Well, Usain Bolt, first race of the year, you crossed the line in front. You happy with how that felt?
Oh, it felt okay. It didn't feel as smooth. It's my first run, so they're going to be bugs. I just got to get a few runs in. I should be okay, but that didn't feel so smooth, but I'm feeling okay. Injury-wise is good, so that's the key thing.
Yeah, the injury, I know you've had some issues with your foot. Are you 100%? You're looking pretty fit.
Yeah, I'm in good shape, but when it comes to track and field, you need race shape, you need a lot of running. So it's going to take me time to get into my awesome running that everybody expects from me. But I'm always going to come out here, I'm always going to give 100 and try to get it done.
Now the buzz, when you walked out there, this crowd just went absolutely bonkers. How much do you thrive and lift when you hear that crowd go crazy for Usain Bolt?
I live for the crowd. I love it. I do this for the fans. I know they love me when I come out here, so for me, it's just a joy to compete for them. So it's always just wonderful.
Is that why you came here? Because you had so many Scottish fans saying, please, Usain, please come to the Com Games.
Yeah, it's been one of the things. Pushing back, I couldn't get to go to my trials. I decided, you know what, I'm not going to be unfair and take somebody's spot. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to come here on a 4x1 just for the fans to see me and just for a chance to run at the Commonwealth Games.
Now, you've won pretty much everything you can in this sport, Olympic, World Championships, you're the world record holder. The one thing you don't have, though, is that Com Games gold. How desperate are you to get that around your neck?
Well, for me, I keep telling my teammate that, listen, I need this one, so come on, I need you guys to get it right and get it done. So I know they're going to be on point. I'm looking forward to the finals tomorrow.
Now, back home in Australia, you've got a lot of fans. They're all up early watching you in action. Do you have a message for your fans down under?
For me, it's just always thanks for the support. I love Australia. Everybody knows that. I'm a big fan of Australia, and I'm coming for vacation this year again, so watch out.
Look out, he means business. Unfortunately, though, for Australia, it wasn't. We're in the same heat there, and just was one of those things that happens in the relays. You've got to get every changeover right, and one slip up towards the end here cost us our spot or our chance in a final. You've just got to get it before that yellow line, and the last changeover was about 2 or 3 metres afterwards, and you said it going in there, it's all about getting the baton from person to person. Doesn't matter how fast you run.
Well, it's true. I mean, you're only as fast as you are. You know, so the relay team have to really understand exactly what they're going to do in the first round. If obviously they have speed to get through to the next round, then what you do, you stretch out or you shorten the receiving zone. You know, and maybe there was panic. You know, maybe there's some other mistakes. But what happens in a relay? You know, there's 8 people. Sometimes it's 8 different languages. There's a lot of chaos, and you have, you know, hundreds of a second to you know, to get the baton across, and clearly there's a mistake made because either you know, the outgoing member of the relay team really had to adjust to see where the line was so he could receive the baton.
Yeah, it's a pity for our boys. All right, a quick break here from Glasgow. We've got more coming your way on our Brekkie Wrap right after this.
Put your hands in the air.
Megastars Brad Pitt.
Tonight on Glasgow Live. Time for those Aussie teams to stand tall. In the netball, a berth in the gold medal game is up for grabs when the Diamonds meet Jamaica. In hockey, the Kookaburras carry their white-hot form into a sudden death semi against England. And then, all eyes turn to the women's decider. Australia's Hockey Roos versus England for Commonwealth gold. In a fantastic final night of track and field relays, we feature the fastest man alive. With Usain Bolt aboard, Jamaica are rolled gold favourites in the 4x100. At the diving pool, Matt Mitchum makes a final plunge for gold from the 10-metre platform. And the glory awaits on finals night in the boxing ring. So join us from 6 o'clock on 1 and from 8:30 on 10 with Mel McLaughlin. Day 10 of the Commonwealth Games, right here on Glasgow Live.
Yeah, the Aussie athletes had a lot of fun here on day 9 and a lot of success as well. 4 gold medals. The headline act, of course, was Sally Pearson. So let's wrap up day 9 for you with Dan Ryan.
Day 9 in Glasgow. Let's get straight into the swing of things with our Hockey Roos. The reigning Commonwealth champions marched into the gold medal match after a 7-1 win over South Africa in the semi-finals. The Hockey Roos will go head-to-head with England in the title decider. England beating the Kiwis in a penalty shootout to advance to the final. At the Hydro, the gymnasts were going flat out for medals on the final day of competition. There was silver success for Australia with Lauren Mitchell and Marianne Monckton both picking up medals in the apparatus finals. Mitchell was second on the floor behind England's Claudia Fragapani, while 19-year-old Monckton won silver on the beam. Canada's Ali Black winning the gold. In the men's finals, Canada's Scott Morgan claimed the honours on the vault. Australia's Kent Pearson finished in fourth. Daniel Purvis gave the home crowd plenty to cheer about, taking gold on the parallel bars. Naoya Sukahara was the best placed Australian in fifth. England wrapped things up with a clean sweep on the high bar. Niall Wilson finished on top to deliver his country its 9th gold medal of the competition. This is how you decide a bronze medal in the lawn bowls. Pull out the trusted tape measure. That's what it took for Australia to be declared the winners in the playoff for bronze against India in the men's fours. And Aaron Sheriff added to the medal tally, winning the bronze in the men's singles. Australia's boxers certainly know how to pack a punch. Andrew Maloney won his way into the gold medal bout with victory in his flyweight semi-final, as did Joseph Goodall, the former AFL player, advancing to the decider in the men's super heavyweight division. Joining the men in their quest for gold will be Shelley Watts, Australia's first female boxer at a Commonwealth Games. Watts will battle for gold in the women's lightweight. There was perfect unison in Edinburgh as Australia captured its first diving gold medal of the Games. Matthew Mitchum and Dominic Bedgood in sync in the men's 10-metre platform.
Magnificent dive. He has done it, 88.56, put them in first position.
You're going to belt out Advanced Australia Fair? Like, seriously? I think you hum it most of the time, don't you?
No, I always sing it. I've been practicing my singing skills.
Mitchum claimed his 6th Commonwealth Games silver medal in the men's synchronised 3-metre springboard, alongside partner Grant Nell. More success for Australia in the women's 1-metre springboard, with Madison Keeney earning the silver and Esther Chin taking home the bronze. It was all about winning women at the athletics as Australia jumped, threw and hurdled its way to 3 gold medals. Former world champion Danny Samuels dominated the field to win her first Commonwealth title in the women's discus. 18-year-old high school student Eleanor Patterson broke a 20-year drought to claim gold in the women's high jump. But the moment of the day belonged to Sally Pearson.
Sally came out very well. Porter left okay. Sally's got the lead. Halfway down the track, Porter's going to come hard at her. Pearson's in front of Porter and White. And it takes more than mere words to stop Sally.
Supposedly I'm an inspiration to a lot of people, so I like to keep that going. I like to keep people's motivations up in whatever they do. So that's who I'm doing it for, and that's what I run for.
To wrap up day 9, here's some Glasgow gold of a different kind. Triple jump is basically a hop, skip and a jump, but perhaps it's time to add in a dodge. The lesson to be learnt here, beware of the stray official.
Get out of my way. That's what that was. The medal tally, England leaders. Australia now 40 gold, 40 silver and 44 bronze. The lawn bowlers added a few bronze to our tally today, so hopefully they're having a few pints to celebrate. 124 medals overall and an extraordinary day all round, especially out at the track and field. Sally Pearson has done us proud. All of the Australian athletes have always done us proud, and they've got some medals in the bank to show for it. Hope you enjoy Glasgow Live. We'll see you again 6 p.m. on 1 and 8:30 on 10 this evening as competition continues. You are so cool. Do it again.
I try, man. I try.
See you later, Australia.